Okay, good morning, guys. I am Vishnu. I am here to explain you this Capstone project, Prep 3, Part 1. Okay, so till now we have discussed Prep 1 and Prep 2. So in that Prep 1 we are having three parts and this Prep 2, and here in this Prep 3 we are having two parts. So this is the first part, and I will be explaining how to write this Prep 3 Part 1. Okay, and what are the questions we are having in this Prep 3 Part 1. And this Prep 3 is about business analyst topics. Okay, so all the like overview of whatever the business analyst analysis concepts are there, so you will be working on this working on this prep 3 part 1 and part 2. Okay, so these are the guidelines actually, like till like from last few days you are having these guidelines only. The session will be starting at 7 p all these things. And the first question the first question is nothing but like here the question is about a customer can make a payment either by card or by cash or by wallet or else by net banking. Okay, so this is the question, like draw a use case diagram. So like in prep 1 part 2 I think so you will be getting this use case diagram. So in the same way here also we are having the use case diagram. So you need to draw for this payment. Okay, and like the customer he will be having the options like card, cash, and wallet, like application wallet and the net banking. Okay, these are the four options given from the client people, and the customer should be he used to like he need to choose only one among these four. Okay, so for that you need to draw a use case diagram. So here you can see the use case diagram. Okay, so the customer will be uh, like here the customer he will be the primary actor, and here you can see this server, he will be the secondary actor. So the primary act every time the primary actor will be initiating the work. So this customer will be initiating this payment. Okay, so here the customer will be initiating the payment, and the server will be supporting to complete this task. So for this, the customer will be getting one user interface like payment options. Here you can see like four options we have gave, and we gave the relationships also. So this relationships it will be comes under generalization because like this customer he is having options, not a mandatory or not a extent. So he like we are giving for a customer options, like four options. He need to choose only one to complete the task. So here we need to use the generalization. So like in prep 1 part 2 I explain, like I have shown you the YouTube video, right? So you just go through the YouTube video of how to use this MS Visio. So there the mentor explained about how to use the MS Visio and how to draw the use case diagram and activity diagram. Okay, by looking like by listening to that video, like you can get understand what is this uses and sorry, what is this include, extend, and generalization, and the communication lines, and who like how many actors they are, and how many use cases we are having, like types of use cases. So you can get by looking into that video. So once again also I will show you like after completion of this PPT. Okay, and the next question. So here the second question will be about you need to write about the boundary classes, controller classes, and entity classes. So here the boundary classes is nothing but, see, like you have listened to this three-tier architecture, right? So in the same way the boundary classes and controller classes and entity classes, these are also like the same thing. So here the boundary classes used to handle interaction between the system and the external actors. Okay, so it will be handle the interaction, like whatever the interactions are there between the system and the external actors. Whereas this controller class acts as a like intermediates between boundary and the entity classes. So here the controller class, it will be acts like the middleman, or else we can say bridge, or else intermediaries between this boundary class and the entity class. Whereas in this entity class, it represents the core data and business logic of the application. Okay. So here in this entity class, it represents the core data and the business logic of the application. So you need to write down in the same way what is the boundary class, controller class, and entity class. Okay. And the next one. So here you can see this domain model. Just a minute. Yeah. Here you can see this domain model. So domain model is nothing but it is a conceptual representation that defines, it will be defining the structure, relations, behaviors of entities with a specific profile, problem domains. So here you can see this customer. You can see the customer, right? So the customer will be the primary, customer ID will be the primary thing, and here it will be shows how the relations to that customer. So here you can see the customer ID, he will be doing this payment. For payment, we are having the another database, and here the bank, like customer will be having the bank, right? The bank name, location, and the branch code, and what is the account type and account number, and authentication. And here you can see the transaction. If we do this transaction, then he will be getting the transaction ID, and whatever the receipt details and amount, and at what time he have done the transaction. And here you can see the net banking services. So net banking services also in the same way. So authentication, fund transfer, and transaction history, and account management. So in this net banking service database, we will be providing these things. So here, by this customer only, the customer ID, we will be creating the databases for one customer ID. There will be he will be having the bank, and like he will be having bank name, right? So he will so for that, the customer will register to that bank account. So for that, so bank name and location and the branch code he will be having, and for account also in the same way. So we will be showing the representation, the structure, and how it behaves, and how it is structured, and what are the relations of each and every database. Okay. So this domain model is like nothing but it is a conceptual representation. Okay. And the next question. So the next question will be about sequence diagram. So here the sequence diagram is a type of interaction diagram used in software engineering and system design to illustrate how process operate with other one another, and what is the order. So in a best thing, I will say, like, sequence diagram is not drawn by this business analyst. Actually, it is drawn by the developers team. Software developers, they will be drawing the flow of that system, how it works. So they will be drawing this sequence diagram, and just we need to know about that sequence diagram, how the flow is going. So according to the developer's perspective, because whatever the backend thing we don't know, right? So in the backend we will be not getting finding out how it works. Like, see, for example, this payment only, when you choose this UPI, so you need to choose either phone pay or Google Pay or Paytm, or else any like whatever the transaction applications are there, you can go through to those things. So when we click on this phone pay, directly we are redirecting to that phone pay, and we are doing the payment, right? So here, like uh, the back end, how they are the how the two applications are integrating, so we don't know about that. Okay. So how these APIs are connecting, we don't know about that. Only the developers know, these things will be happening, whatever the things are there. So here you can see, the customer, he will be initiating the payment. So here you can see the net banking system, and here the bank. So the initiating payment request, the customer will be initiating the payment request, and here authenticate the customer details, whether it is correct or wrong, and validate payment details, and deduction of amount, and process payment in to the receipt bank, and payment confirmation. And the bank, he will be receives the payment confirmation from the bank directly. It will be received to the customer. This is the process flow when we are choosing this net banking system. So in this net banking system, we will be initiating an authentication done like what by this net banking only, like with the bank, and it will be like whatever the payment is there, it is valid or not, and the amount will be deducting, and the process payment to the receipt bank will be provided, and this payment confirmation is done. After that, the bank, they will send one message to this customer. Okay, so you have detected this much of amount through this net banking, right? So this is the flow, how this flow is created by this, like this diagram will be created by the developers team. Remember guys, like BA will be getting the access, like he can read this sequence diagram, but he will be not getting any access to draw this sequence diagram. Only the developers people can draw this sequence diagram, because whatever the backend thing, how it runs, only the developers knows, not us. Like we are BAs, right? So we will be just, we need to know the flow, like how it is going on, and what are the things the developers they have used. Okay, just for knowing purpose, we will be like practicing about the sequence diagram. Okay, and coming to the next question is conceptual model. So conceptual model is nothing but it is like a same domain model. Okay, like it will be similar to the domain model, but here we will be representing the high level, like whatever the things are there, like high level representation of the system that helps in understanding, like visually, and communicating the essential aspects of the domain. Okay, so like generally we can say it as like it is a high level representation of a system, so that makes understanding to the other people in a easy with by using the visualization thing. Okay, there we are creating the whatever the things like DB schema, right? We need to prepare a table like by using primary key and foreign keys in the DB schema. In the same way, we are representing that thing, like whatever the domain model, in a different way. Whereas this that is also like a conceptual model is also some similar things are there, but here we will be representing like in it to better understanding in we will be representing in a visual way. Okay, so it provides a clear and whatever the things are there, it will be providing in a simply view of the domain to understand in a easier way. So here the key components of conceptual model is nothing but entities, attributes, and relations. So entities will be customer, product, order, and the payment. So attributes will be customer ID, name, email, phone number, and relations, for example, customer places order. Okay, so like for example, entities will be like acts like a like essential use case, you think in that way. So in this we will be having few attributes. These are the supporting use cases, you think in that way, but not exact the whatever the essential and supporting. So just you think about in that perspective. But these entities are nothing but like for customer we are having the customer ID, name, email, phone number. For product we are having product ID and whatever the product like name and product company, whatever it is, and order. So order also we will be having order, and payment we will be having order ID, transaction ID, and all those things. So when the customer places order, so it will shows the relations, how this Both the things are connected. Okay. And MVC is nothing but model view controller. This is also, it is a it is a framework. We can say it as a framework. It is an architectural pattern that separates an application into three main logical components. Like in the same way, whatever we are having the three-tier architecture, so here also there will be one view. It will be represent the presentation layer of the application, and model, it represents the data and the business logic of the application, and the controller, it acts as a intermediary between model and a view. Okay. So it is like same as three-tier architecture. Okay. So you can use these words, more like model, view, controller. These are the three things. It is a framework, and view represent as a presentation layer, and model will be represents as a business logic layer, and controller, it will be acts like a intermediary between the model and view. There in the three-tier architecture, we'll be having presentation layer, business logic layer or else application layer, and the third one will be the data layer. But here we will be in the model itself, we will be representing the data and the business logic layer. Sorry, business logic of that application. Okay. So there is no separate data layer here. Just controller we are having. This controller will be acting as a bridge between both the things, view and model. And the PA contributes in the project waterfall all stages. So here we will be having a few stages in the waterfall, right? So planning, project initiation, requirement gathering, requirement analysis, design phase, development phase, testing phase, and UAT. So as a BA, what are the contributions are there, and what are the activities you will be doing? Okay. So for example, in waterfall model, like uh, if you want to follow these things, you can follow, or else you can use requirement gathering, requirement analysis, design phase, development phase, testing phase, and the UAT phase. These are the six phases are there. In requirement gathering, what are the activities are done by the BA? Like for example, in requirement gathering, he will be using the illustration techniques, and he will be creating one BRD, like business requirement document and business case document. Okay. So he will be doing this in this requirement gathering, and in this requirement analysis, he will be analyzing the requirements whatever he have gathered, and he will be separating as functional and non-functional requirements. Okay. And like uh, functional specification requirements also, requirement document also, FRS document also he will be preparing. And in this design phase, by using this UI UX team, like whatever the design team are there, he will be drawing the this he will be preparing this mockups, and if he needs any prototypes also, he can prepare the prototypes in this design phase. Okay. And after that, in development, he will be tracking and making understand the developers. Okay. So how to how to create the web application, or else whatever the applications. And next, in the testing, he will be participating, whatever that he will be like the test case document is prepared by the testing people only, but he will be involving, whether the testing is done in a very good way or not. He will be giving the percentage, like pass percentage or else status of that each and every use case. Sorry, testing document. Like if the testing is done for the login page, so he will be checking it, and if it is okay, then he will be giving the status as pass or fail, whatever the thing. Okay. So in UAT, he will be involving throughout the UAT, he will be conducting the UAT with the client people. He will be creating the whatever the UAT environment is there, and he will be doing the UAT, and he will be sign off at last. Okay. So you need to write down what are the activities, and what are the artifacts, and what are the resources they have used. Okay. And the next one will be the conflict management. So conflict management is nothing but it is a process of resolving the conflicts and disagreements between the individuals or groups, or in between the stakeholders. Like for example, if any conflicts occurs between the stakeholders, then we need to manage those conflicts. Like for example, in your organization itself, there is few conflicts between the testing team people and the developers team people. Like every time the developers will be developing in a very good way, but the testers, they will be finding the bugs in that, and they will be raising the tickets on the development team. So here, in few cases, there will be some conflicts. So as a business analyst, we need to overcome the conflict by using this Thomas Kilmann technique. Okay. So here in this Thomas Kilmann technique, it is used widely. So here we are having the assertiveness and cooperativeness. Okay, according to both the things, and these both the things we will be using the both whatever the options we are having. There are five types. We need to identify the whatever the five steps are there. We need to identify the conflict and discuss the details and agree with the root problem, and this uh, check for every possible solution for the conflict, and negotiate the solution to avoid the future conflicts. So when we are using this Thomas Kilmann technique, we are having competing, accommodating, compromising, and other two things will be having. You just go through those things. Based on that, we will be deciding whether it is a compromising, or avoiding, or else accommodating or competing. Okay, so we need to decide that, and we need to solve the issues, whatever the things in into our organization. Okay, so you just write down whatever the conflicts, how the conflicts are occurred, and then the next question will be the reasons for the project failure. So there are few reasons, poor planning and unclear requirements, and inactive risk management. Like if we are not going for the risk management before itself, then it will be the project failure. And poor communication between the stakeholders, and scope creep, and lack of stakeholder engagement. The stakeholders are not involving, so there will be a project failure, because if they do the work, then only the project will be completed. If uh, if they are very like if they are very back into this schedule, into the schedule which we have prepared, then it will becomes under the project failure. And resources constraints and technical challenges. Okay, these are the reasons for the project failure. You can use these reasons. And next, the challenges faced in the project for PA. So you need to write down the challenges, whatever the challenges you have faced for the project. Okay, so challenges are nothing but unclear or changing requirements consistently. Like if the client people are coming with the change request every time, then it will be like challenging, very big challenge for the BA. Like every time he need to update the whatever the requirement document, and he need to again give the KT to the developers team. Like he will the client people, whatever the requirements they have added. Okay, and the next one will be the managing stakeholder expectations. Like if the client needs in a different way, like he will be thinking in a different way. His design is in this way, and all these are the things. His imagination is different, but our team, they have done with their whatever the resources they are having. And we need to manage those things, by using the Java, or else by using the Python. This is the interface we can create. So we need to manage that client, and the scope creep, and the scope management. Okay, and the time and resource constraints, and quality assurance and testing, and documentation, and knowledge management, how to prepare the document, and technology constraints and complexity. Okay, these are the challenges a BA will be facing. And the next one will be the document naming standards. So here in this document naming standards, it is a systematic approach Okay, assigning unique identifiers for the various documents, like whatever the documents you have prepared, like it should be in a unique way that uh, like development or else testing people, whoever looking into that, they can understand this document belongs to whatever the document. Like we are having business case document, BRTF, functional requirement document, all these things, right? So we need to keep like the name of that project in a good way. So here you can see, like for example, the project. So the project ID will be the project 123. Okay, we are deciding whatever the project. You can write down the project name. If the project is about agriculture, agriculture store, or something like we have discussed about the e-commerce, like website, that fashionable website, right? So you need to write down according to that. And the document type, so REQ, like requirement specification document, is there. So REQ is the document type, or is BRD, business requirement document, you can place it as business requirement document. And what is the version, and when it is signed off. Okay, or when it is completed the document. In this way you need to represent the document. Sorry. So here you can see this, right? So project ID, and whatever the document type, and what is the version, and what is the date when it is prepared. Okay. So in this way you can use this document naming standards. And the next one will be like do's and don'ts of a business analyst. Like do's are nothing but consult a SME. Okay. So SMEs are nothing but they are the people who will be guiding. Like if there is any anything happens, like sorry, not anything, I can say it as like they are the guidance people, like they are mm, consulted people, like we need to consult them if we are having any doubts. Okay. So this SMEs are nothing but they are for clarifying all the doubts which are getting from the software people. So or else our, like whatever like BA is there. So you need to clarify, like like we need to go for the SMEs only for the clarification of any requirements are there, because they knows everything. Okay. And the next one will be the go to the client with a plain mind, with no assumptions. And like we need to listen carefully whatever the clients like telling to us about the requirements. And then the next one will be the try to extract maximum leads to the solution from the client himself. Okay. And next one will be this concentrate on the important requirements. And the next one will be the question to the existence of uh, existence, and question everything whatever the doubts you will be getting. Sorry, 1 minute, guys. Sorry. And the next one is don'ts. Never say no to the client. We should not say no to the client. Whatever the requirements he came up with us, we need to do that definitely. Okay. And the next thing is, there is no word as a by default. By default, we should not use this word to the client people. Okay. And the next one will be this never imagine anything in terms of GUI. Okay. And this next one will be the don't interrupt the client when he is giving you the problem. You should not interrupt. Uh, the next one will be like never try to give solution to the client straight away with your previous experience and assumptions. So whatever the things the client says, you need to do in that way only. Okay. So these are the do's and don'ts. And the next one will be the package. Package is a collection of components which are not reusable in nature, and the subsystems will be like a collection of components which are reusable in nature. So, example for package, application development companies work on the packages, whereas the subsystem, product development companies work on the subsystems. Okay, like for example, I think most of the people are not from this IT background, but I can say like for the developers they will be using the packages. Okay, so they will be using the packages in their coding language. So this package is nothing but it contains the classes and whatever the features like libraries, we can say classes and the libraries in this package itself. Okay, whereas this subsystem is nothing but like we will be using only the one code, like we will be using only like one class, or we can call it as one library. Okay, and the next one will be camel casing. So camel casing is naming standard, naming convention, okay, used in computer programming. So it is used for naming variables, functions, and identifiers. Okay, so for example, camel case we are having, see, you can see this example, right? So for this camel case, so in this camel case so itself, like we will be using the first letter as smaller one, and the next letter, like after completing one word, the next word starting letter will be the capital. Okay, so we will be starting in camel casing, like first word starts with a lowercase letter, and each subsequent words begin with an uppercase letter. So here, for example, we will take in this session itself, we are having few people, right? I will use their names. Okay, so we are having this Vidya Barbate. Okay, so here we, for Vidya Barbate, we will be using V as a small letter. So the Vidya is completed, and the next letter will be also combined, but here the B will be the capital. Okay, and for the next one is like we are having the Priyanka Singh. So for Priyanka Singh, we will be using P. Okay, so P as a smaller one, and the S will be the capital one. Okay, so in this way we can use the camel casing. And the development server, and what are the accesses does business analyst as. So development server refers to a dedicated environment or server, we can call it as, so used during the software development process. Okay, so here in this server itself, the development people they will be deploying whatever the code they have written, and it provides a platform for the developers and the testers to build, test, and debug applications before they are deployed to a production environment. So whatever the thing we are having, like I can give one example. We are having Postman. Okay, so this Postman is nothing but it is a product based server. All we can say it is a server. There the developers can write whatever the code in that Postman itself, and they can test. The tester can get the access of that Postman, and they can test in that Postman itself. And the next one will be like if we are having any debugs, we can go through with that in that Postman application itself. Okay, so it is like a platform that all the people can can work, and they can develop this application. As a PA, we will be having only limited access. So for this, when the developers are developing, so they will be writing down all their codes, right? So here the developer, like this VA, like they will be not getting access to edit or else to write down any code, because we are not aware about the coding language. And we will be getting access about this testing, because we can also do the we can also test after completion of this testing. We can also getting few access about how the system is working. For that purpose, we will be getting some access. Okay, like only we will be getting access only read only. Like we can't change. Like we cannot write. Just read only option we will be getting in this platform. Okay, so this is about development server. And data mapping is nothing but it is a process of connecting data from one source to the another source, and it's like creating a guide or else map we can say. So it shows how data is placed, like in and how data is connected. Okay, and this is especially important when we are moving data between different system or databases to ensure what the data stays consist and accurate. Like I can give one example here, data mapping. So like phone pay, we are using phone pay in India, but US people also, like not US people, like Indian people who went for like who went for this study purpose or else job purpose, they are also using this phone pay. Like they also getting the access of the phone pay. So there the date format will be different. Okay, in US when they are using the phone pay, so like now it is time around, we are having this time around 7:40, but in USA they will be like night 11 or something, for example. So the transaction is done, okay, at 11:40, but like whatever the data we are getting, so the data will be considered as a Indian version itself. Like it will be showing like whatever the data when like the whoever staying in this US, he will be sending some money to this by using the phone pay. So he will be he send this money at 11:40, around 11:40. So the date format will be changed, right? So according to the US, when it comes to this server, when it comes to this database, it will be showing as 7:40 for us. Like both the timings will be occurred. One is US based and one will be the Indian based. So here data mapping will be collaborating both the things, like this both the dates. According to that, it will be showing like Indian timing, and we will be placing the data in that Indian timing itself. Okay, so like whatever the payment done is in a different timing, and here the time is different, but he has used only the phone pay, but the phone pay is not allowed in other countries, only in India they are using. But the phone pay, like he have installed here and he went for US, and from there he sent that money. Okay, the time will be like considered as a Indian timing. Okay, and what it will be the API is nothing but application programming interface. Like we are having set of rules and tools that allows different software application to communicate with each other. Like for example, I can say here this API is nothing but it will be interacting with the other application. Okay, like it is connecting with the other application. When say like previously I have said one this UPI transaction, right? When the customer he choose this UPI transaction, it will be redirecting to the that phone pay. So the phone pay is like other option, or is the Google Pay, or else Paytm. This three things are different application, right? When we are choosing this UPI, we will be getting another three options, like phone pay or else Google Pay or else payment. If we click on this Google Pay, then it will be redirecting to the Google Pay and we can pay there itself. Like we will be having different pin and a different bank account in the Google Pay, and for phone pay we are having different bank account. So it will be redirecting into the other application. So this is how, like API is nothing but it shows the relation, like how it is like connecting both the how the connection of both the applications. Okay, we are using one application as a customer, but when we are going for the payment, we will be redirecting to the another application for the payment process. Okay, how it is happening, we need to know. Like technically we need to understand this thing. That's it. API is nothing but application programming interface. Okay, so it shows how the applications are communicating with the each other. And these are the questions, right? Prep 3 part 1 you need to write down.